在我们进行游戏之前呢，我要先讲一下，就是刚刚我开了2次游戏，因为我一开始搞错它的那个视窗设置，我以为它会自动弄，可是我调好之后，我发现它还是保持那个超大萤幕。对，它搞得好像我的那个电脑视窗就是很大一样。然后呢，我就下意识的就把游戏给退出去了。我以为这个东西是自动设定了之后要重新开游戏才会起作用的。然后呢，我就这样做了。然后呢，他游戏开始的时候先问我说：“你有玩过这个游戏吗？”有，我玩过。然后语言设置，然后我也设定了。然后最后他让我去调游戏的时间，就调我当前的游戏时间，然后就调了，那个时候我调7点10分。对，然后后面就是我说的，我调整它的视窗的那个，想要把它视窗化，可是我搞出它的意思，我就关掉了，重开。之后呢，他又在问我说，他打开之后，他没有问前面2个问题，他问了第3个，他就让我去调整时间。之后他就开始了像是游戏里面的那个对话，然后他就讲说，就是我不知道是不是其他人有做过这样的事情，他就是很感谢我都想要设定正确的时间，所以他甚至没办法去确认我到底是不是设定成这个样子。然后他好像会给我一个权利，是下一次我开这个游戏的时候，他可以让我随便挑我喜欢的时间，然后应该会有什么东西不一样。然后这个目前在这边先讲的原因，是因为我明天估计也是玩同样这个游戏，所以我们可以看一下明天的时候会发生什么事情。然后我们就开始吧。熟悉的那个对话，熟悉的那个 loading 画面。终点并不是真正的终点。我忘记，我好像当时并不是它上市之后我就直接买了，那个时候我忘记了。
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
他不能输东西。09。我想
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
我想43年好像是有个成就的。
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
啊，点50次是吧？就跟 cookie click 是一样的吧？
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417哪啊？啊？我搞错吗？417是在哦。
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437好像在前面。8。哦，437。
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415。这什么这是什么智障成就啊！天啊，415。415在这里。我想说，其实好像有一个印象是有这个成就，然后430的这个。
Now back to door number 437.
437，行吧。那旁白讲的这么高昂，
Let's see. How about you click on? Well, I don't know. The copy machine.
Copy machine， 我现在都是在这里。啊？复印机在哪里呢？我这个好像有，可是我不太记得在哪里。
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417啊，你有感觉？我没什么感觉啊，我就是觉得你就是 K 笑而已。旁白 K 笑啊，这个。
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419的桌子。
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416的敲几下。
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
为什么他掐断语音的声音这么的尴尬？就是好像我要快讲完了，然后突然结束了。
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
没有，我只是记得有这样的一个成就，才去试一下而已。你讲那么，什么那什么情绪高昂，然后我也不知道你在高昂个什么东西。啊，是我熟悉的那个史丹利的寓言。我也记得是这个东西，好像是有。啊，对，这个地方可以下来。
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
对，是的。
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
不，我没有这样想。
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game.
我想听你可以讲多少话而已。
So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
悲惨一点，播音乐就是比较悲惨的意思吗？
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
你要编一首歌出来，真的是很为难你耶。我现在开始在思考，如果这个东西有中文语音，是不是它也要配到天荒地老的？可惜它只有英文，但至少它有字幕了。还会一直播同样的歌，是不是？我只有一小个空间可以移动，是不是？因为我也不能跳啊，对吧？就只有这么一小个空间可以走。我觉得我自己转头看这个窗户的时候，会显得比较悲哀。这种是不知道是不是因为工作久了，然后我现在看到这种纯白的画面，我觉得就是对眼睛有点伤了，是吧？工作的后遗症，忍受不了太过于明亮的东西。音乐都不能够播好，是不是？音乐呢？音乐没了，最后是用那种就是的声音在跟我讲，汤哦。好了，要直接再次从开游戏，他应该不会再想跟我讲话了吧？像我说，这是个玩旁把的游戏，所以我们重新吧。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
BB 这是它里面这是什么 ？Awaiting input。这边有个东西，我不太理解。感觉这个应该是有什么可以启动它的吧，只是我搞不太懂。他叫我输入密码，这东西我回去会有什么东西吗？是说这个办公室的构成也是很奇怪吧？感觉上并不是。
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
好妹，不要这样子嘛！紫色。不是啊，我疯狂的按左键，然后你显示出来的音效居然是 I can jump， 我知道我不能跳啊，我知道我不能跳啊。想说的是，我不管做什么东西啊，我的那个我按出来的字全部都是
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
我说先坑他一下。看来不能用这种东西去糊弄他哦！不要！好啦，你赢了。还是要糊弄他一下，然后跑回去。啊，他这边强制锁死了。我比较想看看有没有能够有一些比较奇妙的结局出来。看来没什么东西。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
至少，旁边写个 RIP 什么意思？是制作过程中制作人员已经有人不幸离世了。这个什么白板处理员、白板主管什么东西的？这并没有改成中文，很可惜。哦哟，瞧瞧！啊，这个东西之前你只要在那个地方站久，然后他就开始吐槽你的那一个。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
为什么总觉得因为有些东西跑过，你就会想说，你就会在思考这东西往下走是不是会跑到下一个结局里面？这个嘛，对不对？用在我可以玩它的，没什么东西。这不是我们家上厕所。哇哦 ！To be rich is it a crime？ 想要成为富有人，有钱人是一种犯罪吗？谁会写在这个地方啊？我是这边好打开吧。Time， 这没什么东西了。我以为厕所这个地方是可以有什么进展的东西，结果什么也没有。这样画也太母汤了吧！耶！我往下。哦，电梯。好像大部分电梯并不会播音乐吧？ 这只是游戏里面才会这样子做的事情而已。然后让我一直想到，那个要搭那个上班的时候，要搭电梯的时候，3个电梯经常的会有其中一个电梯进行维修，然后它维修的时候会维修个大概2-3个月吧，甚至更久，然后超级干扰上班时间的。你知道，就是一群人，然后光是为了等一个电梯，然后你就排了一整串嘛，那个太夸张了。不是啊，你这个东西发光个屁用！哎。我下去是下去呢？不是下去吗？搞了半天，这个东西是一个氛围用的，是不是？玩什么氛围感的？哇，这招还有用哦！那是有用的，所以呢，我们可以在这边听到声音吗？听不到声音，也就是说，现在我们把旁白留在这里了。留在那边呢，然后它也不会发出声音了。然后这边并没有什么变化，因为现在想办法玩坏一个什么东西。你知道我们现在在做的事就是想办法玩坏这个玩坏这个游戏。开了这里。3不能拿，这点真的是麻烦，不能走。麻烦，你上班就几乎这种情况不是吗？就是会遇到一些乱七八糟的，什么门全部开起来了、啊。这个是哪一种投影机啊？人不在情况下，然后它可以继续开着这样子。开那个倒是没什么，不能开。哎，他现在是强迫我走回去，是不是？走回去最初始的地方。对啊，就是走回去最初始的地方。没有什么任何变化、啊。哎，这边门倒是开了。你现在正在离开。不能上去啊！754。432，哦，这边是我一开始我那边，然后走进来之后都会走在这个地方，然后这边是一开始就是我从这边跳下来之后，理论上应该会进入刚刚那个白色区，然后开始播北7哥那个这个区。那现在这边就相当于是一个紧急通道，然后就要让我走到哪个地方去是吧？怎么有一种那个 throttle 的感觉啊？哎，这边都是一样啊。 楼层的东西是一样的、756，东西还是一样的，不能走。东西还是一样的，某种程度还是，我有看过，就是一部讲关于这种无限轮回的这种电影，然后就是结果你就把大半的人生都困在同一个楼层里面。虽然说那里面有个最没办法理解的地方是，你的那个楼梯之间竟然是有放那个饮料贩卖机之类的，然后里面还有零食这种。什么东西没有？黑更黑了，你就不能够亮一点吗？760 Escape Pod Launch Bay 逃生出口区是不是 ？Escape 就因为突然觉得就是想要跑一点不一样的东西哦，没跑错。What？ 哦，那是离开还是没离开啊
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Huh?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
哦，这每一轮都重新点他一次的意思吗？这是每一个轮回我要点一次哦。那行吧，你要这样玩也行吧。因为这个是终极豪华版，我想说就转换一下心情。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
说实在话，我不是很喜欢跑他所预设的那个左边路线，因为左边路线大部分的时候都，我没有记错，应该没有其他的路线可以去跑的，所以我觉得比较抵触去走左边的。有没有人可以告诉我，他左边有没有新增什么东西，能够促使我想要去体验一下？怎么这一栋是他去哪里？天哪！
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Nice.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
啊，我不能够拿饮料啊！天哪！你不得不承认，这个休息空间。
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
你不觉得这个时候反而是可以先休息的时间吗？当我发现所有同事不见了，我第一个要反应的是，我可以先找时间
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
What？ 你都忙一整天了，你不先坐着先
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue.
等我讲完好不
When
好
a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
也不能回头啊！那忙一整天了，你就不会想说是这个时间点上面什么人都不见了，你先偷个闲一下，然后再去思考吗？难道你是觉得这个东西马上会发生什么超大的灾难，然后把你砸死，是不是？哎，团摆真的是。
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No. 不要。
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
他要把门关上了，这个东西真的是很闲，直接把门关上去，不要跳下去。在他进行行动的时候，不要动。这个地方的货架让我觉得很像是 IKEA， 可是 IKEA 很明显不会弄到那么高。等一下，这个地方这么高啊！需要钥匙卡。它上面有一条路线呢，可是我不晓得那个路线到底是能不能走过去的。下面这个区，这个下面区，我印象中是好像会死吧。
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
团牌踢笑。2B4这边就已经开始写的不是28那个什么，之前什么237之类的，已经不是纯数字了。啊，就开始。
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red door 这个东西我好啊，因为后面那个应该很麻烦，所以我决定。
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Show you. 你秀给我看的就是一个黑黑的地方，不是小黑屋吗
？What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
萤幕保护程式，货真价实的萤幕保护程式，它可以有其他的变化吗？哦，有，它有其他变化。下面这边在那边播东西，然后上面好像全部聚在一起。这有点像那个什么那个什么天文台，然后它那什么科博馆里面，然后他在播那个天文学相关的东西。然后之前我才那个晚上的时候，有时出门然后我就经过小学，然后看到他们全部聚集在一堆小朋友全部聚集在校门口那边，好像是在拿那个天文学那种望远镜，好像在观察星星吧。可是我总觉得就是我就看了一下天空，然后就感觉好像也没有看到什么星星啊。那一刹那，我就想说的是，你们到底想看什么东西啊？你要说星星也没有，也不像这边这么多啊，就没多那种程度。然后你们又好好试图想要从那个东西里面看到些什么，就是不是很能够理解，并不是很能够理解。他们到底是想从中看到什么东西？我们从那个望远镜里面到底看到什么？ 好好奇啊！哇哦！哎呦喂，小子！它是不是只有一个路线？这边往下走嘛？啊，这边会卡住，他就不让我走了。好了，这边看爽了，再次开启游戏，直接不给，直接不去自杀，直接重启游戏。好像这个地方待着也是一个成就，也是一个那个结束点。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
啊，我没有看到其他的电脑有什么作用。
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
难不成你是放啊？不可能，你没办法回到自己的那个初始点。不是应该会有一个那个吗？
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
理论上应该还会有一台电脑什么的东西可以再重新输东西进去啊？还是说是现在这个地方不是？怎么什么都没有？应该门会关起来。 主要是门会关起来，这点就。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
啊，还是那个时候我点错了，那个 access 那个东西要先点才行。我现在把其他东西一开始都点掉，然后导致它不会有起作用吗？那怕不是我要那个东西到时候要重新用。然后先按照他的那个理想路线先跑一趟。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
没错，你想要快一点的见见老板就在这里啊！我还以为搞错了，吓死我了！这个好好奇啊！我这边东西那个按每一轮里面重新去点它之后，到底会跑出什么东西啊？因为我只知道要先把这个东西就是从最开始点它这一轮开始，然后去接下来每一轮都找到有它出现的地方点下去之后要干嘛，我不晓得。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
你这边好歹做成解谜吧，旁白讲出来，那我就知道啦。2845。
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
啊，这边这么多东西，到底想干什么？这边一如往常，什么东西都没有啊！这边是不是接下来是单向道而已啊？啊，那是上面呢。行吧，你想要强迫我直接往下走也行啊。最近一堆解谜游戏开始特价。
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
最近那个，哎呦，吓死我！
Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
我很好奇为什么可以啊？我以为这个不行欸。居然可以这样走回来的吗？哇哦！
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
还不能打开，真的是奇妙的设计。我只是走进来而已，有必要让我就是整个都没办法那个吗？什么不能打开吗？这个是不是有其他的按键啊？所以我觉得这应该是不太可能的。可是我觉得他这是会全放一些有的没有的东西，然后去洗，说不定可以从中找到一些密码之类的，懂？ 这个东西能够弄出其他的东西吗？看来应该是，至少就我现在收到的东西，应该是不太可能。 如果这个地方从缝隙跳下去啊，会不会怎样？卡住！哦，没有，吓死我！我有卡住，我就完蛋。这意味着我在这边要整个重新跑。好的。 哇哦！不是啊，我以为这个东西是会有什么东西的，结果你跟我讲说就只是走进去，然后什么密道都没有，我以为这是密道欸，在坑我啊！ 这不是密道吗？调一下它的那个亮度好了，这边调亮度会让它更 字幕的显示方式无障碍。是没有办法调它的亮度吗？自动行走 ？What？ 为什么会有自动行走呢？好像没有可以调它的亮度的部分诶，这样子的话之后就之后它正常的。好吧，它这个东西不能够那个没办法解锁什么东西的，来吧。
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
我现在突然想到一个可能性，是不是他该不会如果我这个东西反复的上去的，他会不会生气啊？
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
旁白要被玩坏了。哦，难以理解的好笑。啊，他这个地方不能够那个吗？就不能够直接走进去，然后就发生什么事情吗？不行，他这个东西看来不是我反复重复那边玩它，就是不能再下去了吗？他不让我下去了，他不让下去了，快笑死！
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
为什么？Please hold， 请等待，笑死。
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
旁白生气了。真不错，真不错。
All right, I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
真是。 所以你觉得我们应该要再一次下去，然后再上来吗？还是不要？各位觉得呢？我们应该再一次下去再上来吗？
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is, a breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
一个清流，他还可以按呢，他还可以按呢！天哪，为什么这东西还是可以按的状态啊？然后呢，我们应该按上去吗？我觉得我按下去，大概旁白会直接 key 笑。可是我已经准备好了。好了，那我们去。旁白，旁白，快气死！It's never end.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Okay. 不是
There we go.
不是我以为
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started.
麦可贝
Where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you.
What?
So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
哇，完全不一样的东西哎。
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Stanley, all eyes on, lives on stage. 哇，史丹利就长得一副 Garry's Mod 里面会出现那个人的样子嘛？真是，虽然我早就该预想到，只是我没想到他没有改那个脸部模型，就是真的是长这个样子。什么？世界上最健康的人就像是，行了。我们是如何建造出金字塔的？啊？是那个前往火星的男人 ？What？ 我从来没有想过重复搭电梯上下电梯是可以导致新的剧情发生的，之前应该是不行的。与世界上最安详的婴儿共处一个下午，好吧。
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
哇，你们什么时候拍的这个海报的啊？太好笑了！我能想象，就是有其他人做类似的游戏，然后就是各种北七。什么东西？世界上第一台 sensation machine。The storyteller, Stanley 这是我们主角的脸吗？等一下，我觉得我走。
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
什么？恭喜你 ，Stanley！ 记得你是从哪边来的？你的什么 coworker， 你的同事？这边甚至还有玩高尔夫球的东西，哇靠！这个眼睛也太恐怖了吧 ！Eyes on you， 所有的，这是什么东西 ？My God！ 我前往到了心灵控制工厂，然后我所有获得的东西就是这个夸大的贴纸。我已经玩过了试玩版的。What？ 它这个东西不能放大，我没办法确定看里面写什么东西啊。Story Stanley me， 这什么东西？那个六岁的小孩画的，什么情况？哦，门关起来，就是不能走过去。实在很难想象这个东西它是怎么弄出来的。我靠！Down lane, up lane, down and left lane. 哇！从没有想过的，这是一个结局对吧？他这次
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
还差一个轮回。对，我知道再一 round 的话，他应该就会解锁东西，被闪死了，社会性死亡啊，不是？这边这个人一定是在玩接龙吧，对不对？就是我们有人是会愿意玩一整天电脑，然后就是玩 Windows 自带的游戏的嘛？因为说实在话的，它里面我最不擅长里面的那个游戏是那个什么扫地雷，因为我完全看不懂它的那个规则是干嘛的，就是我们一直没有搞懂它的规则。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
是的，我挂这个地方了。
Yes, this room. What a beauty! But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
去其他地方。
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
我有一瞬间以为他是在那个像在报复之前的东西。
Down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
那么多地方啊！车子。哦，你是要去哪里啊？What？ 这边直接就过来了。对他不让我那个了，行吧，那就过去吧。我只是很讶异，他就直接让我直接跑来这个区域。
No! This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Fire， 有个是 fire， 你的重新开始是这样子开始的，好吧。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Memo. 他是在更远的地方吗？理论上这个东西应该不会离太远，要不然就是应该是原本路线上的东西。然后现在这样子我就很担心，因为都已经最后一个了。这什么东西 ？I like work. I just hate my boss. 哇，这个杯子。哦，你讲的很直接，非常好。哇哦，第一次看过这么直白的那个，这么直白的马克杯。I hate Monday。这里面的任何东西都非常的非常的表达自己的那个情绪的。哇哦，How the month have fallen， 字都太小了，没办法确定到底他写什么东西。好了，我又没有那个可以点的东西了，那看起来就是继续往前走。
When Stanley... Wait.
What?
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
他没有重新啊。
Right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
没有重新，所以他还没有办法写那个，还没有办法点字来字。
Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Find the story. 太多门了吧？你是选择困难症啊？What？ 当你的路线突然变扩大的时候，你就显得非常的不知所措。哇哦，超多地方的！你想我去哪里
？I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Why not? 你没有经过我的同意啊！一定完蛋！我跟你讲，一定会出问题的啦。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
还是惯例一下，先点一下那些电脑东西，避免我遗失掉什么精彩的东东。什么 ？Surname Access， 那反正该点的东西都点了，现在就是看情况。其实有时候你很难找到短篇，然后又轻松简单的游戏，特别是当 Steam 这个时候是在解谜节庆的这个时候出现的，全部都是解谜相关的。
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Yep.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
耶，开了回来了。让我开门。有没有什么变化啊？嘿，旁白。
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
颜色不一样啊，这个色系比较熟悉啊。
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
啊，再走回去。啊，又是一个死胡同。装修风格。
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! Yay! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
这个旁白旁边一定有一个超大红色按钮，然后上面显示 restart。故事。哦，好，好。哦，这会动也是。
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Adventure Line. 完全不一样的路线啊！你确定这样真的是对的？史丹利，跟我来，顺着路线不会迷路。等，我要看那个东西。然后他在玩的的确是那个接龙，可恶！我比较喜欢的是 Windows 后面有出的，应该是 Vista 之后出的一个是那什么轨迹球，那个东西我觉得玩起来比较有趣。角度来讲
，You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Huh?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
刚刚那个应该是做过最智障的事情了。这如果在精华里面的话，应该会出现会放各式各样的那个特效，然后那边让它显得更迷幻这样。看被自己这种操作快笑死。有时候不是史丹利预言，然后只能够不是只能够不是要全靠旁白，然后叙述，然后帮我们做事情。有时候我们要自己整一点活出来。可是大部分的时间点，他都已经帮我整好，他都已经设好局给我了，我实在是没有办法再发挥出什么东西出来。然后结果他这一段之后，那个音乐出来那一唱，我就觉得好，该开始整一点乱七八糟的东西了。哦，快笑死！这不就蕨类吗？还不跟我讲说这个东西拉开了，然后会出现什么东西了？老实说，他这个路线在跑的时候，其实意外的，也是觉得有一种很荒唐，然后又好笑的感觉。我觉得我看的差不多了啊，我可以走了吗？
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
What? 啊，他要走回来。啦啦啦啦啦啦！哎，史丹利的寓言有时候他的音乐也是蛮 happy 的。What？ 你想让我去哪里呢？ 不是，就一个公司而言，哦，他还是跑回来了。就个公司而言，他人太多了吧？这里面的房间规划，那个空间规划太糟糕了吧
？Oh no, not again, Line! How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
还是这个状态啊？还是一样，先把该关的关起来。
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
现在旁白给人的感觉就是他有办法，就是操控史丹，就是可以像在史丹利发话，就是他可以给史丹利一个方向，然后他就写故事，然后史丹利顺着他的路线走，或者是陪他一起搞怪之类的。 可是他好像没办法完全控制这一整个世界观的感觉，就还有比他旁白比较像中间的那个主管的感觉，而史丹利就是里面一个像是微不足道那个可以随便操控的棋子，战旗那种小棋子，然后在他们两个之上还有一个更高层的人，不知道什么东西，然后可以操控他们这样子，然后被玩弄在股掌之中啊！天哪
！Now. Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
哇呼啊！我不能跳哦，不能哇呼。
Oh no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
现在已经失控了。No。然后我们好像没有必要那样。那你先斑马线，然后 然后有人喝醉酒，或者是怎么失控了之后就画到不知道哪边去了。我现在的感觉就是这个样子。问题是到底是谁画的？路线没有了。What?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
好像有一种就是要不然就走进去看到东西，要不然就是从这边绕回来。对啊。
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
If we open the door.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Eh, 他这样算不算是刚刚那个东西没有结束啊？这个东西还是没办法解释。
Oh, new content? What does that mean?
What?
New content.
啊？居然真的有新内容？We what？ 搞这么久，终于有新内容了吗？哇，都口这里。
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
So 我们应该核对一下吗？新内容我来啦。
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
我这边的材质那么……
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
我会跳了。那新内容就是我会跳了。好哦，有你的。然后呢
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
说不定是我之后走到那个圈之后，我获得跳跃能力，然后是有限度的跳跃。可是这个跳跃低，那个跳跃能力低到发指哎，这样真的有用？这是一种解谜思路吗 ？What？
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
我发现我们的旁白现在变得有点没什么耐心的感觉。我现在很担心他会突然说发狂是怎样的。What's this? What? 啊，下面是什么？下面是一片黑。啊，那我如果能跳，是不是就直接这边跳下去了？
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stan, this is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
这一段有这么久吗？完全的情况完全的不一样啊！哇，完全不一样嘞！曾经的画面就在这里啊！这里是哪里啊
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Show me! Coffee nuts! 哈！你想给我看什么东西？把我的名字都，我把我英文名字那个后面加个李之后就变 Frankly 了，我就直接写在里面。The Frankly Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
怎么画面跟想象中完全不一样啊？你到底做了什么 ？What？ 旁白你做了什么？天哪 ！What the heck？ 我只是，你知道吗？现在很尴尬，就是我已经完成那个 input 的部分，已经完成4次了。现在这是4次了，然后轮回到那个重新开始游戏到下一次，然后就第5次。问题是现在就卡在这个点，然后一直跑新内容给我看。
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
What? 哇，合掌屋哎！你慢慢看，他甚至把这东西弄起来，他就是看着我不会跳。呢，好，我们走进去看看吧。那 Stanley Parable， 看旁白都租这么好的地方，我就在里面疯狂按 button 而已吗？还是什么 ？The Memory Zone。
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
我这是奖项吗？这是奖项吗？那个史丹利预言的那些奖项吗？天哪 ！Let's begin again. Good times. 能够就是有一种就是旁白，然后会有一个就是实体，然后在这边布置过往这些那个获奖的那种荣光、那些荣誉的那种感觉，就觉得非常的他非常喜欢这种概念那种感觉。The greatest wealth is memory. 最伟大那个最棒的最伟大的财富就是记忆。不要忘记，为了这个东西创造一个 memory zone， 真的是有过好笑啊！天哪！啊，这个是最初的那个他规划那个结局的时候走出来的那个画面。Memory Sweet Family， 这是什么？还是这个东西可以裱框的吗？这不能开吗？这个？笑死！2013 The Stanley， 这个应该是他在写的那个，这应该就是他写的那些剧本的部分吧？你要保存太多好笑的东西了吧？全都是2013年前的事情吧？哦 ，Holy shit！ 在 Steam 上面购买吧，史丹利的预言。完全 完全原创完全原创的制作。啊，这个门是没，这个只是走进去而已是不是。微笑，因为它已经发生过了，曾经发生的事情。这有出 CD 吗？为什么这个东西会这样弄？这个1块钱是怎么回事？为什么这个也要裱框？什么？这个应该是当时还在用那个用 Gmod 做的，还是其他引擎做的 ？Go outside。哦，就是你让你在外面试试，这是他的那个2013年的一个成就，是你玩过这个游戏，你玩过了那个2013年版的《史丹利寓言》的时候，然后就不要再玩它了，就不要玩它长达5年，你就会自动获得这个成就。我没记错的话是这个样子。那这是什么东西？不应该啊！这个东西是不可能获得这个成就的啊！什么东西啊？这是什么东西啊？让我们把它后起来，我那个 Stanley Parable Alpha Test 哦。整屋子都充斥了一种怀旧氛围。The New York Times 新的电子游戏在今天问世。这还有什么东西吗？这是旁边什么？这是 Beta Work in Progress。这是奖项嘛，对不对？啊，这是其中一个史丹利跳下去的那个，不对，那是他最后死掉的一个结局，好像是一直在那个地下室哪个地方一直进行轮回跑的部分吧，好像是那个。这是什么东西？美好的回忆，这是什么？老鼠？这是可能当时的时候陪伴他的那个宠物天竺鼠之类的。看，在这个地方纪念他，我天哪！老鼠。结果5月份的那个是猫咪，那个猫咪的确蛮好看的，可是它是奇兽吗？Et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour. 啊，这会不会有版权问题啊
C'est là, dans la mémorisation, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour. Mais ici.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
你到底有多少区啊？这个地方 ？It was good。照片还在继续 po 这些照片，怎么这个地方会有 Proto 啊？你放 Proto 是对的吗？ Knowing your city， 这照片是有用的吗？还是没用啊？好像那丢丢丢丢丢的声音，可是我不太确定。啊，一只鸟在叫而已。Percent of the， 哦，还有模型呢！你在跟我开玩笑吗？这有模型呢？不是啊，这只是 Garry's Mod 里面的随便一个模型吧。右边那个女的应该是看着她那个趴在地上那个吧。这应该是当时在创建的这个部分，对，应该是。哇哦！有没有车呢？这是什么？是实体包吗？这实体包怎么看上去完全像软体吧？软体包的那种。29，这什么东西 ？Your number is 29.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
你要开启哪个地方？可以吗？不是那边，这边 ，A serious room， serious room， 这是什么？材质包？这些东西到底是什么？这我可过不去啊！我过不去啊，先生。9514，该不会是一种密码吧？你想提示我说那是一种密码吗？啊，去看这个。可是 Serious Room 就只是个 Serious Room， 应该只是个房间而已，应该没有什么其他东西。
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
开这里哦。
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
开始有一种半条面的感觉。
Oh God, no! Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Steam.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
哦呦
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
我觉得他开始生气，这样真的没问题吗 ？I'm funny。 下雨。
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it was.
它断了。它要断了。什么节骨眼？他跟我讲它断了。对，它断了，然后它又回来了。哎，偏偏是这个，还好我刚刚暂停了，要不然的话一定。
Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
可是还是很多都是好的吧？这个不需要这样子吧？怎么突然变那么治愈啊？音乐怎么变那么阴森啊？天啊 ！Reviews。我甚至这边就这是怎样子？那么破烂啊
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
What? 哦，不会因此而淹死。
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, until the end of time, at which time, everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say,
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
Wow.
It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are or were or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made in fact make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Wow,
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Hey?
Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was.
Sorry,
Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
What?
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
此处并不是静止画面。哎，不是他这个东西是摆明就是叫我去按，不是吗？我听他讲那么多话了，然后接下来就是你还是强迫我要按那个按钮啊？到底哦？前面有多那个，前面有多 happy， 现在这个地方就觉得有多枯燥。啊，有必要到这种地步吗？而且我不得不承认，这个旁白真的是很能讲，我实在是很难想象能够找到一个人能够噼里啪啦，然后讲，因为他把哲学那个哲学，然后逻辑那一套那种全部丢在一起，然后做进行分析演绎，然后推断，然后那边跟我讲一些有的没有的，然后甚至有时候他的一些东西就会衍生出其他的东西出来，然后我就要一直听他那边讲话。啊，这个东西一定是叫我按的，对不对
？Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie 9's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie 9. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? It isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcome, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. What? One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Huh? Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us. And I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have come... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see,
他不讲话，他不讲话啊！不是新内容就是听到他讲更多话是吧？哇，这太恐怖了吧！ 哪个地方哔哔哔啊？我没办法理解哪个地方在哔哔哔啊。
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world, as though they were...
What? 现在怎么回事？不是，这是一种恐怖性轮回吗？这样以后谁敢去面对这一个路线啊？恐怖死了！我之前是遇到什么东西导致这个的？
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
我坏掉了。看，这是一种，它是这种氛围上的恐怖游戏，真的这个东西，懂。 下雨，哇！哇吼！哇吼！哎，史丹利这样子是代表着他不会老，是他也不会饿，他也不需要做什么事情。 他只要一直在疯狂的按按钮就好了，这个不就跟他一开始的行为差不多吗？有人就只是差别在于别人家要做什么事情，他按相应的按钮，这边我只要按一个 skip button 就好了。哼，亮光。 不是，旁白没有能力去把那个门弄上去，是不是？然后为什么现在最大的一个想询问的点是，为什么这个东西可以一直保持有电力？它为什么可以一直按啊？它为什么可以一直？哇！这是什么？这是果实吗？坚持就是胜利是吧？啊！旁白因为思考过多，反而没有办法承受这种压力。反正史丹利因为一直都不怎么在思考，所以他一直就按的，他可以直接跳过这些时间，他根本不怕这些事情。哇哦！怎么一瞬间变得会？ 哇，这么发生不是刚刚还一片绿意盎然吗？哇！你知道这种像是那个什么之前看的时候他说的那种模拟恐怖那种类型吗？ 就看别人做出来的那种，就是杜撰出来的恐怖故事啊，或者是一些像是那种拟真的那种 那种像纪录片啊什么东西，他现在就是这种感觉，就是觉得你好像不知道为什么，就是觉得毛毛的。哇、wow 这边是哪？真的是坚持就是胜利啊！等等，一个问题，如果我再按下去会怎样？看上去那个东西好像还是可以按。啊，结束了！啊，经过这么久，它终于结束了。What? Welcome, Stanley to heaven. 哇！史丹利塔诺西。他的背景音乐上面一直在喊着 Buttons， 你知道这种感觉就跟那个，就跟那个什么，等一下，突然想不起来要讲什么东西了，等一下那是什么？好像什么气泡子还是什么东西的嘛，就是一个无限循环的东东，永远的按这些玩意儿。这些东西肯定按不完。因为它会回复，对，它这个东西肯定会回复的。我有无限轮回，所以你跟我讲说，我刚刚经过了5个轮回之后遇到的东西就是这玩意儿。橘色还有分亮跟不亮的类型，它这个颜色都有个别分的。你看蓝色的就有分深蓝跟亮的蓝色，还是它有个青色，青色就算了，先不管它。它里面几乎每一个颜色都有一个是颜色不太一样的那种感觉，这种亮的跟比较不是亮的那种。好了，我们今天就在这边收尾。我有点好奇，就是明天的时候，他跳出来跟我讲，随便我挑一个自己喜欢的时间会怎么样？我有点好奇那个部分，我有那么一点好奇。该怎么说呢？目前它的终极豪华版里面，我刚刚遇到那些事情，总觉得有那么一点，就是他该不有那么一点，就是困惑，是想说是。他该不会新增的内容是增加了更多旁白的对话了吧？这个就只是单纯就是喜欢按按钮的人的那个完全天堂这样子。也就是说，大部分的新内容我是要跑旧有路线，然后再去跑到它的新的分支点，它才会有新的东西出来。像之后可能还要查一下攻略，我才会知道是有没有这种东西。因为毕竟这之前我们已经有经历过一些东西了，哪怕他前面有问我说，一开始有问我说， 你有没有玩过史丹利的寓言啊？我写是啊。问题是这个东西并不是我想干什么就可以随便跑出新的内容。这是个单纯的树状图，然后出现一大堆玩意。目前的话，我们并没有实际跑过它原本旁白预想的射线，那个旁白的路线，对不对？就是纯粹的走到他想要我们走的路。明天可能试着跑一次好了，终究还是看一下会不会有什么不一样。不过就是看明天会发生什么事就是。